Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This coming Sunday, Mir Hashem at 8:45, there'll be Shachris followed by breakfast with a short shir during the breakfast about the halachas and hashkafas of moving from Shabbos to Tisha B'Av, which should be very interesting and inspired to our Marshall and Rivka Zakheim Marcus. Everybody is invited. Mishmar tonight in Mir Hashem will be at 8 o'clock with a light dinner. So we discussed on Monday that an aspect of bikur cholim is to daven for the person. Another aspect for bikur cholim, as the Ahavas Chesed-Extra brings down, is to be mefakeach al iskei haguf v'hanefesh, to take care of practical medical needs and the spiritual needs of the person who's sick. There's a beautiful story in the Gemara. There was one of the students of the Talmidei Rabbi Akiva that he became sick, and no one came to visit him. Presumably this is the first group of students where they didn't exemplify, they know them l'chavero. So Rabbi Akiva went to visit him. And because Rabbi Akiva went to visit him, Rabbi Akiva didn't just go and visit him. Rabbi Akiva, the great Tana, it says, Shekibe v'ribeitz lefanav. He swept the house, he cleaned the house, he made sure that this Talmud had proper food and drink. The Talmud says, Rebbe Hafti Saniya revived me. Rabbi Akiva went out and darshan, because of this, someone who doesn't visit sick people it's like they're a murderer. Because very often the sick person has no one to give food to him, no one to give him that which he had to drink. And the Ahavas Chesed says that we find that people are quick to visit someone who's an usher, but often someone who is an ani. People are not quick to visit, and that's no geil pikuach nefesh mamish. He says very often someone who doesn't have large resources, so they don't have the proper food that's needed for them in their ailments. This is true before they get sick, after they get sick, and unfortunately we see this is even true in terms of what food a person consumes to avoid chas v'sholom getting sick. He says often they don't have enough money for medication, or they have tirdos, they have digos. Now that they're sick, they can't work. They're lying in bed, and they have added stress. And that added stress, it could be a financial stress, it could be a stress as who's going to help out with their kinderlach's homework, it could be all sorts of matters. If one goes and one visits someone and one helps alleviate that stress, one helps fund doctor's bills, medicine, and make sure they have the proper food and water and drink, that is an element, a crucial element of the mitzvah of bikur cholim. That's one of the reasons one is supposed to engage in bikur cholim. And if one does that, one mamish could be mechaya, the person who is ill. Everybody should have a truly wonderful day.